Hey, this is OXDF. This is my fourth video in a 5-video series on some very easy hack-the-box coding challenges. You don't have to watch these in order, but if you wanted to, jump back to oddly even. Otherwise, this one's on MinMax. All right, the last of the retired very easy coding challenges on HackTheBox is called MinMax. This one's easy level, and the first three were all very easy, so it could be a little bit harder. It says, in a haunted graveyard, spirits hide among the numbers. Can you identify the smallest and largest among them before they vanish? We will grab the instance here and check it out. Now, this is a bit more of an updated UI compared to the other ones, and I like it a little bit better, but it starts me off with a tutorial showing the left pane has the exam stuff, the top pane is where I'm going to write my code, the bottom pane is where you can view the output and see if your solution is valid. So if I just run this right away, you can see there's an input. It's going to be a bunch of numbers, and my output right now is a bunch of numbers because all I've done is take n, store it as the input, and print it. So what are we going to do here? We've got input. This looks like one long string. In fact, we can do type of n and run. You can see we have one long string. So we have a string we need to break into numbers. So I don't like these comments. I don't know why, but it bothers me. So what we want to do, and I did this in just the previous ones. We're gonna make this into a list. So we're gonna say we'll call this nums is equal to. And now what are we gonna do? We're gonna say n.split on space like that. What that's gonna do is gonna take a string in n, and it's gonna take it and break it into a list that is just based on splitting it where all of the spaces. And so if we come here and do nums, and we run this now, you can see we've got a list is our list here. If we print nums, you can see we have a class list, and then here is our list of all of our things. And I actually, because I put it in angle brackets like that, it's actually a list with one object that is the list. So it didn't need that. So here's my list of all the things. But you can see everything in the list is still a string. You can see because there's quotes around it. So what we want to do, we want to say, there's a few different ways we can do this. The way I always just go to is we're going to use that generator expression again, the inline for loop basically. So we're going to say n for n. Oh, we better not use n because we already used it. X for x in there. Now, if we just run this, that's going to actually give us nothing different. We want to change something. So for each of these, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to take the x and we're going to make it a float. If we run this, you can see now it's basically the same, except for these are no longer in quotes. So they've become integer objects. If we do type around this, you'll see we've got a list of a bunch of floats. So that's good. Now, with nums, we need to print, it looks like output on different lines. So we need to print min of nums and max of nums. And I think we're probably going to solve it here. We have solved it. Our output is the two things, and we get the flag. So the big thing here is just to see that we can inline do this. There are other ways to do this. We could say nums is equal to list, and this is one you can say. So if we take the map function, map is going to say give me a function. So in this case, it's going to be float, and then give me a list, and that's going to be n.split like that. And now, so we can comment view out. Yep. If we run this, it's not going to work because the iterable is empty. And there's a couple, this is, see, does it work? Does this work? If I run this? It does. Cool. So what happens here? Map, we talked about this in the previous video. Map is going to return a generator object. And the generator object, you can only go through it once. And so when I pass that to the mins object, well, so first, let's see what map does. Map is generator object, the return. And what it does is it takes this function and applies it to each object here. And so I'm going to get a generator, which I can loop over, of all of the objects in n.split, but I'm going to have to apply the float function to them one by one. And so this nums is that generator. And when I pass that generator to min, it's going to run through the list and calculate the minimum. Great, just what I wanted. Except it's now exhausted that generator. The generator is gone. So when I then try to do it down here and pass it again, you can see we run it, and boom, iterable argument is empty because there's nothing left in nums. So what we do to get by that is we just run the list. We turn this into a list. If you take a generator and pass it to the list function, it then turns it into a straight up list. And that list I can use as many times as I want. It's no longer a generator. So now when I run this, I get the flag again. So this there's these two lines are basically equivalent. You can do either one of them. You can loop over them. You know, this is just creating a new list and storing it as nums, and this is creating a new list and storing it as nums. We could also, I mean, these are the better ways to do it. If you were just starting out and you went for something like for num in n dot split, like that, and you come up here and said like min is equal to 1,000, that's a lot, and max is equal to 0, and then you say if num, if float num is greater than min, greater than max, max equals float num. I mean, like, so we could generate ourselves a loop that does this. And then we can say if float num is less than min, min is equal to float num. Like, so this would work as well. And then here, down here, we could print out, comment u out. Oops, let's see, this goes up here. Comment these out. And then down here, we will do print min, print max. This should work too. Run that and make sure. Yeah, so that's still working. So we could do this loop where we go over each of them and we track them, but like this is just so much more elegant. I hope you can see that. Like this is the more Pythonic way to do that. So we're gonna comment this out. Yeah, I guess we're gonna call it here. On to the next one.